home. Don't let the heathen defeat us. Let not the Gentile defeat us. Let your love shine, cause it's so divine. Come now, my Father, and lead us. Hey, it's been too long, Jehovah. Hey, please send us home, Jehovah. Don't let the heathen defeat us. Let not the Gentile defeat us. Let your love shine, cause it's so divine. Come now, my Father, and lead us. Hey,
All right. All right. We're back. My name is Yamsufa Aria, and this is the Real Talk for Real People study program. Not only I, but my lovely Isha, simply in Hebrew, my wife, Nasanya, is the administrator of the show. Also, she lends her voice into the ethos by way of her comments on our commentaries, giving a balance. Brother Catriel and I, my friend, Nasanya, friend and brother, and your brother, a fellow elder from New York City, along with me, we are the student instructors. And the reason why I said student, because life is ongoing. Because life is ongoing, there's continuous studies. Certainly, as far as the Most High Word is concerned. And just to position that to how this universe is designed, the studies are ongoing. And what you may ask, what we're studying the Word of Yah. That's simple. Along with that, those studies, we study the chosen people of Yah also to get some perspective on them, the mistakes they made, how to counteract those mistakes. Also, we study the enemies of the Most High because, for all intents and purposes, they are the enemies of the Most High chosen people also. But before I introduce my lovely Isha, my dear friend, I simply like to make some contemporary points. I look at our nation, I look at us, and I hear the complaints about the violence, the mistreatment, abuse, and domination of one another. And I can only say, by way of experience and observation, it comes about due to a lack of instruction. Our young people in our homes are not instructed properly, and thus we cast them upon the communities with no sense of direction, no purpose, no self-discipline. When there's a lack of respect and structure and discipline in the home, there can only be a lack of disrespect, undiscipline in the streets. So for that purpose, it lies at our feet. We can't always run around talk about the boogeyman, universal white race supremacy. We have to take ownership of our own action and what part we play. And we neglect our relationship with the Most High. We neglect our relationship with our children. And thus their relationship is neglected as far as the communities at large are at play. Cause and effect, a domino effect. Strike out with the Most High. Strike out with your families. Strike out with the community. A domino effect. We have to start getting control of our families, our communities, and stop complaining and being complacent, talking about the boogeyman. Yes, they are our prison guards, but we are in control of the prison. Meaning, just because we know that universal white race supremacy is at play, it does not negate the fact that we are responsible in the prison for ourselves and each other. Simply allowing your little children to run all over the prison, mistreating, abusing, and dominating, sometimes killing people, is not justified. Yes, we are in a universal captivity, but that does not suggest, infer, and imply that we shouldn't take ownership in this universal captivity. We should learn to take ownership and take responsibility as far as our children are concerned, our families are concerned, and our communities are concerned. Stop looking for the boogeyman, universal white race supremacy. Oh, they're there, without a doubt. But what part are we playing? Praise the Most High and bless His holy name. So, without further ado, let me introduce my lovely Isha, Lasanya. Lasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
Thank you so much, Yamsu. Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to the Holy One of Israel. Man, I'm excited to be back. Happy to be back. Excited to be here. Man, elated. All praises.
And it's a pleasure to have you back, beloved, and
Thank
happy born
you.
day.
Thank you.
Fellow student, it's my lovely Isha born day.
Thank
Praise Yah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nasanya.
Mhm.
Brother Katya, dear friend and brother, fellow elder, your mic is hot.
Thank you, Brother Yatsu Party. May the Most High bless you and my sister Nasanya. Happy birthday, Nasanya,
Thank you.
and our whole nation. Praise Yah. Bless Yah, oh my soul, and all that's within me. Bless His holy name. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael. Thanking Him for His loving kindness towards us, His preservation of us in the midst of our captivity, in the midst of universal white race supremacy, with all their social engineering of our people. We know that Yah has laid out great hope in spite of all that for us as a nation. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Thank you, dear friend. Fellow students, here's how the studies will proceed tonight. I will be leading the studies off in the book of Tehillim. You might be unfamiliar with the name, but it's the actual name for this book, the Hebrew name, not the Greco-Roman name, Psalms. Chapter 128. Blessing of those who fear Yah. Praise Yah. Brother Katria, be concluding the studies in the book of Devarim, his Hebrew name for this Greco-Roman name, Deuteronomy, chapter 24. Laws or codifications concerning divorce. Miscellaneous laws that were concluded for the night. So, Nasanya, you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Katria, you ready to proceed?
Okay.
Thank you, Brother Katria. Let us proceed. Tehillim 128. The writer says of this song, blessing of those who fear Yah. There's blessing comes from fearing Yah. And it says, blessed is everyone, man, woman, or child, who fears Yah. That is your key component. That's where you should be at. You should fear Yah. Along with that fear of Yah, who walks in his ways. Not only do you fear Yah, but you walk in his ways. You live in his ways. You can't say, oh, I'm scared of Yah, but I ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do how I want to do it when I want to do it. No, it don't work like that. In conjunction with fearing Yah, you must live in his ways. Stanza 2. You should be content in this. When you eat the labor of your hands, you won't be worried about what Yamsuf got, what Catriel got, what Nasanya has, or anyone else. You'll be content with what you produce. You shall be happy. In conjunction with that, it shall be well with you. Be content with what you got. Don't try to get what Yamsufa got. Don't try to get what Brother Catriel got. Don't try to get what Nasanya got or any other body. You need to focus on you. Put in the work that you're putting in the work in. And be content in that work. And be well with that work. In conjunction with that, stanza 3. That's the kind of wife you want to have, not the hyena kind. Okay. You don't want a hyena wife. Your wife, not Yam Suf's wife, not Cartrell's wife, your wife and her husband shall be a fruitful vine. She'll be productive. She'll be the center of the family. Not only productive in producing children, but productive in her very endeavor, in the very heart of your house. She is the center of this. Our women should be the center of the fruitful production in our house, not the offskirts of foot bearers and so on. They should be the center, but they should be fruitful, not only in children, but in a very endeavor, in the very heart of your house, the very central of your house. Your children, as I made mention of, like olive plants. Why? They got a man, a father he's content, he's happy with what he got, and he's well with what he's got, and he's focused on what he's got by the labor of his hand. He's got a productive wife, not only with children, but if she is the center of central control in the house. You had to have a wife the center of central control. Yeah, you can have a good man, but you ain't got a wife that's central control. You just got a hyena. She is the very heart of your house. Your house moves as a result of her. It's centered around her. And as a result of that, a domino effect, your children, like olive plants, all around your table. You got a good daddy putting in the work. You got a good mama, the center of control in the house. Control, central control. She's very productive in that. And as a result, your children are like olive plants all around your table. Behold, because he's centralized in Yah. She's central command in Yah in the household. Behold, thus the man be blessed. Thus shall the man be blessed. As a result of this. As a result of this. And it goes back and being redundant again. To emphasize this. She or he who fears Yah, stanza 5. Yah bless you out of Zia. Your blessings come from Yah out of no, not by your local government, not by your national government, not by your international in these universal captivities. Your blessings come from Zia. Whatever you got going on, you didn't get them from yourself. You got a good man that's taking care of his business. He's content with what he got. You got a good woman, central control, taking care of, they're not worried about universal white race supremacy. They're on Yah's plane. And as a result, Yah bless you out of Zia. And may you see the goodness of Jerusalem. May you have an opportunity to return from this captivity. Because you have everything working like a well-oiled machine. Yah, command control, the husband in control, the woman in the household, central control. All working in conjunction. And the children, the end result of that. Because these blessings, because if you fear Yah and you're walking in his way, those blessings come from Yah, not by the Constitution. And may you see the goodness of Jerusalem. May we have the opportunity on return. And those that were there, may they recognize the goodness of Jerusalem, being under this control command. Yah, command center, the husband in command, and the wife in the household in central command. May you see the good of Jerusalem. It's very fruitful and productive. All the days of your life, may you see these actions at play. Because Yah is command control. The husband in command. The wife is central command. All working in conjunction with Yah. They fear Yah. They're walking in the way. And they're productive in the way. No matter this universal captivity. Yes, may you see your children's children. Not only see your children being productive and constructive, but seeing your grandchildren as a result of your actions being productive, fruitful, and constructive, fruitful, not violent little baby kids. Yah says to all of us, if you do this, the writer says, suggests, and infer, peace be unto Israel. If you work in conjunction with the Most High, fear the Most High first and foremost. Secondly, walk the way of the Most High. Thirdly, husband, take care of your business. Be content in your business that you take care of. Wives, take care of your business. Be content in the business that you taking care of, because you're essential control on this earth, in this universe. The hands to rock the cradles. If these things are working in conjunction, what happens? Yah bless you out of Zion. What happens? May you see the good of Jerusalem. What happened? All the days of your lives. What happened? Yes, may you see your children and your children, your grandchildren. And as a result of that, peace be upon Israel. You have to be in alignment with the Most High. Praise Yah and bless His holy name. Now, son, you may the Most High bless you, beloved. Happy born day again. Any comments on the commentaries?
No, sir. Understood. All praises.
Thank you. All praises, Lasagna.
Mhm.
Thank you, beloved. Brother Cartier, dear friend, any comments on the commentaries?
All praise to the Most High for this great song my ancient fathers wrote. But it gives us an order. It shows you that blessings are not coming from heaven, out of heaven. Yah wants the blessings to come out of where? Zion.
Yeah.
And we should be of the mindset, at least our young people should be. Young women should be looking for husbands, and the young men should be looking for wives.
Exactly.
And we can see the synchronicity in our lessons because my lesson deals with divorce. Because if you got a hyena that you married to, you don't definitely want to stay with that. And the society that we live in today is producing hyenas. Our sisters just want children so they can extort money from the men, which is why we have broken families and single family homes with women raising our children without a husband or the father in the house. And that's social conditioning. Can't blame our people, can't blame our women, can't blame our men. But this is how the society structured it for us to exist in their world. So they've taken away our concept of marriage, which you're supposed to have. And now it's anything goes.
And you're right on point, brother. You're right on point. Social engineering and conditioning at its best. And thus, when the light is shed upon you and it dawns upon you, then you should try to take control in your prisons. Execute some control in your prisons by way of fearing the Most High, by way of living the Most High, by way of doing your work, putting in your work, by way of the women in the household being the center of control in the household. And that's the end result. Thank you, Brother Cartrell, and praise Yah. Lasagna, it's been a pleasure. Brother Cartrell, it's been a pleasure, but we ain't gone yet. My dear friend, we studied in the book of Devarim, as I mentioned, chapter 24, as he mentioned, the codification concerning divorce, miscellaneous laws. Dear friend, you have the mic.
Thank you, Brother Yamsufari. All praise to the Holy One of Israel for our great brother, the Prophet Moshe. Gives us a glimpse into our past, our roots, our culture, and the order that we should be following. Book of Devarim, the book of words. It's ironic because Moshe said he couldn't speak. But he got a whole book where he's speaking to everybody.
You're right, though.
No problem.
In the 24th chapter of the book of Devarim, Moshe says, when a man has taken a wife and married her, and it comes to pass that she find no favor in his eyes because he have found some uncleanness in her, and let him write her a bill of divorcement. Shouldn't Jezebel's husband did that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that king. And give it in her hand and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, the first man she married, which sent her away the first time, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. But that is an abomination before Yah, and you shall not cause the land to sin, which Yah your Elohim gives you for an inheritance. And I always think of Liz Taylor. Who's that dude that she married? Richard somebody?
Richard
Richard
Burton.
Burton. How many times she married him?
Two,
Like 7
three,
times?
7.
And it never
Over and
worked
over.
out, did it?
Mhm.
I said, that's an abomination. You marry somebody, divorce them, go get married to somebody else, and then you go back to your first husband and then divorce him again, then go marry somebody else and then go back to your first husband.
That is
What
too
mess is
much.
that?
A lot of people do that, Brother Katra, in
They
this
do that
universal captivity.
too much.
Y'all put a stop to that. Nah, don't do
Mhm.
that. In the 5th verse, it says, when a man has taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business. That's state business. That's not personal business, but state business. He shall be free at home 1 year. You ain't got no like 2-week honeymoon. Got a whole year honeymoon. How about that?
I like that because that's what a lot of people don't understand in this universal captivity. They think that there should be any distractions with your wife and you, because that's a getting to know each other juncture in your life. Husband and wife need to get to know one another. They don't need any distractions.
And imagine you getting married and then they send you off to war the next month.
It's a distraction.
They'll do that in America. They don't give a damn
Oh,
you
they'll do
married.
that quick.
Got married. You government property, son. And in that year, he shall cheer up his wife, which he have taken. That makes sense, doesn't it?
It makes sense to make you what have it. What that fella Benjamin Franklin said: "Happy wife, happy life."
Absolutely. There's no house without a home. What Luther Vandross say? A house is not a home.
Mhm.
In the
That
6th
was
verse, it
said.
says, no man shall take the nether or the upper millstone to pledge, for he takes a man's life to pledge. And a millstone is something that a person would use for a living, grinding the mills to make bread and all that, maybe to sell, to make a bakery. If you take that away from him, how he gonna make money? So whatever means a man has, you do not take away his means to make money.
You can't take away his livelihood.
Right. In 8 verse it says, take heed in the plague of leprosy that you observe diligently and do according to all that the priest, the Levite, shall teach you as I command them.
Go back, Brother Country. Let me interrupt. My apology. Go back up to verse 7. You missed that
Oh, thank you, Brother Yamsu.
one. Okay.
If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel and make merchandise of him, which some of them probably did, and sell him like Joseph's brother sold him, then that thief shall die. Oh, you mean to tell me Judah and them should have died for selling Joseph, their little brother?
That's what it says.
You shall put evil away from among you. We shouldn't be doing that anyway.
That's evil.
8 verse. Take heed in the plague of leprosy that you observe diligently and do according to all that the priest and the Levite shall teach you, as I command them. So you shall observe to do. Remember what Yah your Elohim did to Miriam by the way after you were come forth out of Mizraim. What happened? I remember?
He made her white.
Leprosy. The Lago, they call it today. I think Michael Jackson had a case of it, unless he was bleaching his skin. 10 verse says, when you Lend your brother anything. You shall not go into his house to fetch his pledge. How you look? Going up in your brother's house to get your stuff. So we will do that. We will do that. Yo, my man, you got my stuff.
That's a lack of common courtesy, brother.
No respect. You shall stand abroad, stand outside his house, and the man whom you do lend shall bring out the pledge abroad to you. Don't embarrass the man in his house. And if the man be poor, you shall not sleep with his pledge. In any case, you shall deliver him the pledge again when the sun goes down, that he may sleep in his own raiment and bless you. And it shall be righteousness unto you before Yah, your Elohim. So, dealing with your brother, you got to do what's right. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. And people got a problem with that because they still blame me and my brothers for some of the things they had a beef with my father. Like, my father's in the grave. How y'all still got a beef with us?
But Brother Cottrell, will you please go back up to verse 14?
Wow, I'm skipping a lot, right?
You're all right.
It says, you shall not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of your brothers or of a stranger that is in the land. Within your gates, at his day you shall give him his hire. Neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against you and Yah, unto Yah, and it be sin unto you. But that's what they do in Babylon, right? They'll hold your paycheck, deny your paycheck, bounce your paycheck. Y'all saying you should get your paycheck that day, the day that you work. You don't do that. They make you wait 2 weeks sometime, right?
Yeah, I waited 2 weeks, Brother Cottrell, and I was suffering.
Yeah. And they know you poor and you need that money. Again, the fail for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. I guess that throws Christianity right out the window, right?
It certainly does.
Because they try to put their sin on this guy that died on the cross. You can't do that. You shall not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge. But you shall remember that you are bondmen in Mizraim, and Yah your Elohim redeemed you from there, like he's going to do again, because we bondmen here, bondwomen here, and he's going to redeem us again, because we belong to who?
Yeah.
To Yah.
Yeah.
Therefore, I
Brother
command
Cottrell,
you to
I
do
like
this
stanza
thing.
17
What you say, Yamsha?
Brother Cottrell, I like that stanza where it said, you should not pervert justice due to the strangers. We can't treat foreigners any kind of way that we've been mistreated. We can't pervert justice. We can't frame people like we've been treated. We have to treat people just straight across the board.
Do you think the Israelis are doing that to the Palestinians?
I don't think so.
Because we're supposed to learn from our experience how to treat people, because we know how it is to be treated terrible on planet Earth. If anybody knows, we as a people know how it is to be treated terrible by strangers, because they still look at us as strangers.
Exactly.
In the 19th verse, it says, when you cut down your harvest in your field and have forgotten the sheaf in the field, you should not go again and fetch it. Leave it. It shall be for who? The stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. And Yah Elohim may bless you in all the works of your hand. When you beat your olive tree, you shall not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the strangers, for the fatherless, and for the widow. Do they do that here in America? Do they allow you to like take the leftovers?
And I catch you in that field.
When you gather the grapes of your vineyard, you shall not glean it afterward. Once you glean it, don't go back. The rest shall be for strangers, for the fatherless, and for the widow. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
That's better than the food pantries they got right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Because there was always something to eat somewhere in somebody's yard or somebody's vineyard. You would never starve. And
Never went hungry.
they could never deny you, because we're brothers and sisters.
Even
shall
if you were a
remember-
foreigner.
Yes. You should remember that you are bondmen in the land of Mizraim, Therefore, I command you to do this thing. And praise Yah for these commands because they make absolute sense. Praise
Yes,
Yah.
sir. He didn't say I'm asking you. He said I'm telling you. Thank you, Brother Cartier. Brother Cartier, because I lamb backed off you like I always lamb back,
Oh, you was doing more than that.
I've seen, well, yeah, I shared in. I did more than lamb back. I wrote you back. But that being said, Brother Cartier, I'm very appreciative. And so I see no need to be redundant and repeating what we shared in the studies. Nasanya, any comments on the commentary?
No, everything was on point. All praise.
Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cartier, any additional comment or commentary?
No, I think we pretty covered thoroughly some of the
Yes.
things that we need to be cognizant of as brothers and
Thank you,
sisters. Gotta look out for each other.
Yes.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Cartier, and praise Yah. Fellow students, that concludes the studies of the Most High, His people, but it does not conclude the study as far as this new thing is concerned. But we'll come back to Yah, the everlasting day. But let me share you something, and it's called the Age of Discovery. From the early 16th century onward, European explorers
Hello?
pushed the boundaries of Christianity into the far corners of the world in a way that would have profound impact on the course of human history. His aspirations was driven by trade, commerce, economics. The fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Turks, Ismail, forced merchants to find new sea routes to the east that bypassed Muslim territory, Ishmael. The goal was to meet the rising demand for spices. They loved their spices. From the East Indies, as Asia was called. As Asia, the whole Asia was called East Indies. Since the late Middle Ages, spices had become the increasingly important, not only for medicine, culinary, and cosmetic purposes, but also as a food preservative, a new need resulting for the burgeoning European population. By the 17th century, spices was such a priority that a fierce competition known as the spice race ensured among the European powers. The aim was to capture as many resource-rich territories, still folk stuff, in Southeast Asia as possible. That quest would eventually evolve into creation of the large colonial empire, colonial states of the 19th century. The search for gold and silver, that's what they called it. Two other factors played a role. One was the feverish search for gold and other precious metals to finance the growth of Europe's leading nation states. It was a search for treasures that brought Spanish conquistadors to the shores of the Americas and led Portuguese navigators to prowl the coast of so-called Africa. The search, however, was often concealed under they hid their true intent under a second loftier goal of bringing the civilizing grace of so-called Christianity. Yeah, sheep and wolves in sheepskin to people in remote regions of the earth. Its whole component. The Portuguese caravels began to explore the Atlantic coast of the so-called African continent. The principal objective were slaves and spices. But explorers were lured by rumors of large gold mines as well. By the 1420s, the Portuguese had established themselves on the Atlantic coast of the Madeira and Azores and had begun to steadily southwest Senegal, Cape Verde, and what is today Sierra Leone, was taking in the next decade, firmly establishing Portugal's reputation as a leader in long-distance navigation. In 1499, Vasco da Gama rounded the Cape of Good, of Hope, and from there plotted a maritime course to India, stopping at ports in eastern Africa for provisions. Go Malacca and Momus all fell into Portuguese hands as key stations along the new sea routes to the Indies, where they went to go there and steal stuff. When he first arrived in India, Da Gama was queried about his intentions. His laconic response was Christians and spices. I take their spices and I make their ass spicy by making them Christians. I want to clarify that for you. Spanish conquest. Whereas Portugal had quested south, Spain opted to head west across the vast Atlantic Ocean. The idea of finding a western route to the Eastern Indies amounted to a dramatic break with Christian orthodoxy. European geography was governed by the dogma that the world was flat. They thought the world was flat. A flat surface underneath which lay purgatory, hell, above which rose the canopy of heaven. And now that's the kind of people you want to tell you about heaven. Okay, okay. But during the Renaissance, during Roman geographical maps, they used Roman maps, had surfaced, including Bartholomew's Geographica, which documented the world from the Atlantic Ocean to China in 180 degrees of longitude, and from the Arctic to Africa in 80 degrees of latitude. An Italian explorer named, y'all know him, so-called Christopher Columbus, 1451 through 506, was persuaded that ships would not topple into an abyss at the end of the earth, and the East Indies would be reached by sailing west. Thus, in 1492, Christopher Columbus made landfall in the Bahamas, believing he had reached the East Indies to go steal from them, but he stole from the Bahamas. Of course, he had just arrived in the New World. The new colonies. Convinced that global exploration would become a strategic effort and advancing the Catholic cause, they wanted to push the Catholic cause by way of stealing, mistreating, abusing, dominating, sometimes killing. Economics. Alexander VI said these popes set an arbitrary dividing line between two superpowers. They were in control. Portugal gained control over Africa and Asia. They said, you can have that. We want the spices and the slave. We want to be spicy and make them slave. Give them Jesus. In the eastern part of South America, while Spain received all lands to the west of that line, much of which was to be explored. They gave them the same latitude. We want the spices, we want the slaves, make them spicy, and give them Jesus. All right. So you know the expansion of Christianity and about exploration. But we'll get to Christianity in the Americas tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. We'll start this on Monday. We're about through with this. We'll start this up on Monday. Brother Cartier, any comments on the commentary?
When you say the expansion of Christianity is really the expansion of the Roman Empire, Greco-Roman Empire, which utilized Christianity to exploit the people, not for scriptorial or divine purposes, but to get gold resources that they didn't have in Europe. And when you keep mentioning India, they were trying to get to India, it only proves that the Israelites were people of color, because we think about the story of Ruth, how she was married, Queen Esther, how she was married to King Xerxes of Persia. And his domain extended from from Ethiopia to India. And we know that the tribe of Yehuda was already in those places, right? Under King Xerxes. These Europeans are trying to find their way to India. And at that time they thought that the world was flat, that if you sailed the ocean, you will fall off into an abyss. It's interesting how they try to guise the Greco-Roman Empire under Christianity, but it was a power
Yes,
that the
sir.
Greco-Roman used to dominate the world. They didn't really believe spiritually that there was a God, which is why they promote science. Praise God.
Praise y'all. And they still don't, Brother Cottrell. Thank you, Brother Cottrell. Thank you, Nasanya. Getting back to the everlasting word and testament.
I don't think Nasanya got a chance to make a commentary.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nasanya.
No, I don't have any. I'm
Okay.
listening.
Okay.
No, thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nasanya. Thank you, Brother Cottrell, for making me aware of that. Thank you, Nasanya. My apologies. And again, happy born day.
Thank you. Yeah.
Fellow students, my Isha, Nasanya, who is the administrator of the show and a daughter of Zion. Central control, so to speak. She's done her due diligence, moral obligation as a daughter of Zion, as all daughters of Zion should be doing to some extent, shape, form, or fashion, being central control by way of lending her voice into the ethos and her comments and her commentaries. She's done her moral obligation and due diligence. Brother Cottrell and I, elders, as all elders should be doing to some extent, shape, form, or fashion, we met our obligation and due diligence by way of issuing these instructions. It's not incumbent upon the son, your brother Cottrell, and I to do this. It's incumbent upon all the nation to do this, so we can learn to gather ourselves together. But nation, you have to do something yourself. You have to meditate on the word of Yah. You have to trust in the word of Yah. You have to rely on the word of Yah. You have to walk the ways of the word of Yah. Simply said, those words should be indicative of your life and shed your direction in life by way of your past faith and footsteps. I know that a lot of people have told you erroneously and fiendishly. Oh, that's some old stuff. Don't worry about that. That's old. I don't know what Yum Su talking about. He crazy as hell. They can call me what they want. Just don't call me late for dinner. And Yum Suf ain't crazy. You know why Yum Suf ain't crazy? Because Yah ain't crazy. But what Yum Suf and Brother Cottrell and the Sonny has utilized is the word of Yah, the everlasting testament. And that ain't crazy. And there ain't no new thing. That's a hot mess thing. By the utilization of taking control of people's minds to take control of their properties. That's what that is. And that's what it's always been. But the word of Yah is quite different, quite contrary to that. The word of Yah is free. The word of Yah makes sure everybody is taken care of and you don't take nothing from anybody. We read that in the book of Tehillim. Man, put in your work, get your own. Don't be trying to covet nobody what everybody else got. Work on your own stuff. But that ain't how they work. They want yours, mine, and everybody else. And we'll give you some JC. It's not how it works. Simply said, the word of Yah is alive. This universe is alive. It's indicative of Yah. This whole universe, this whole construct. The word of Yah is working, and for you individually, it works if you activate it, you utilize it. Simply said, for you personally, it works if you work. Praise Yah and bless his holy name. Hallelujah. Now I will ask my lovely Isha, Nasanya, to make her shalom's good night and close remarks. And I will ask my dear friend and brother, Brother Cottrell, to close us out for the night. Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
Thank you so much. Shalom and good night, family.
Thank you, beloved. Happy born day.
Thank you.
Brother Cottrell.
Happy birthday, Nasanya. Shalom and good night, family.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Cottrell. Thank you, fellow students.
Oh, oh. Somebody calling my name. I went down to see. Heard a little small voice calling down at me. How you know my name? Why you calling me? I don't know what to say. You said this was meant to be. Listen, calling out my name, calling me today. How can I break it down? I didn't know what to say. Listen, calling out my name, calling near and far. Tell me what you want. You say let me in your heart, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Say let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Oh, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Somebody calling my name. I went down to see. Heard a little small voice calling down at me. How you know my name? How you know my name? Why you calling me? I don't know what to say. You said this was meant to be. This was meant to be. Calling my name, calling me today. How can I break it down? I didn't know what to say. Listen, calling out my name, calling near and far. Tell me in your heart. You said let me in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Ooh, yeah. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Oh, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Ooh, yeah. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Oh, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Wisdom, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Call your name.
Does not wisdom call and understanding put forth her voice? In the top of high places by the way, where the paths met, she stands. Beside the gates at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors, she cries aloud, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. What could I do? Wisdom calling me over here, over there. Seems like everywhere.
Let me in your heart.
In the night,
Wisdom in your heart. Ooh, yeah.
in the night,
Wisdom in your heart.
I just can't do without it. I can't do without it. Calling me, yeah, it's all the been on my mind. Can't do without it. Can't do I just can't do Yah made me as the beginning of his ways, the first of his works of old. I was set up from everlasting from the beginning, or ever the earth was. The fear of Yah, the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the All-Holy is understanding. But by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. That's all, that's all, that's all. I just can't do without it. No, can't do without it. Can't do without it. And that's all that's been on. Oh yeah. Now therefore, ye children, hearken unto me. For happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life and obtaineth favor of Yah. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Love death. Love death.